Hey everybody, I'm PJ from Princess Craft RV. Behind me is the Cube Series truck camper. You probably never heard of it. They're fairly new, but this camper is so unique. I know smaller looks like it ought to be cheap and expensive, only got the basics. You're gonna be surprised. Super great quality. Best part, it only weighs 1,200 pounds on the base model. 1,200 pounds in the bed of a truck, and it'll fit a Tacoma. It'll fit most mid-sized trucks, so you've got so many options of how to carry this. 88 inches wide, 88 inches long, low center of gravity. Did I mention that you can lower down this truck camper, fit it in your garage while it's on your truck? Very unusual to be able to say that. Stick with me, we're gonna start inside. Walking in this camper, it's apparent it is not designed like a standard travel trailer. Just look at the walls. This is a fiberglass wall. It is resin infused. You don't have any fancy wallboard or wallpaper. Easy to clean and very lightweight. That is the goal of this camper because the camper is aluminum framed. There is some steel included in this as well. However, the only wood included in this camper build is underneath the dinette. So it is very easy to keep clean, it's super durable, and it's gonna hold up going down the road or off the grid. You know, when you get off the beaten path, it's gonna have a lot of flex. That's where the build and the quality of this really makes a difference. But let's start behind me. This is the kitchen area. One single large glass top is going to lift up to give you the sink and the 2-burner stove. Now, of course, that drops right back down, so you've got a ton of countertop here if you need that. Now, the power strip is here flush because, of course, the walls fold in on this, so you want everything to be flush. Just push down, pull up your power bank here with 3 110 plugs, 2 USBs at the top. So let's look at what's here on the front. There is the controls for the furnace. It is a 19,000 BTU furnace. Now, if you like to camp in really cold weather, or if you just happen to be out and the weather turns cold, you've got plenty of coverage there. That is going to keep it super toasty in here. Now, right next to that is going to be the monitor panel and the water pump and the water heater. This unit has a 1.6 gallon water heater. It's very efficient. It's going to be everything you need. You also have an outside shower that's going to have hot water as well. But honestly, you know, 1.6 gallons, it's going to refresh itself. You're going to be good to go. The inverter controls and the battery monitor, both Victron, are included there as well. Now, a lot of the things you're seeing here are optional. Fully optioned, this trailer is going to weigh over 1,700 pounds. Still super lightweight, but keep that in mind. So much of this is optional. You'll want to take a look at the details if you're interested in the Cube Series camper. On the end is drawers for storage. Now, this is all powder-coated aluminum cabinetry, no wood, as I mentioned before, and they open and close so nicely. That's going to open up. Now, this drawer is a little shorter because it's got the stove in front of it. That is as much as it opens, only about 2 inches deep. This one's 3 or 4 inches deep, gives you a full length of the cabinet. And the nice ball bearings, so you've got a nice, easy open and close. This one on the end, pull it there, and it has a little bit of space for storage there. It doesn't go all the way to the back, but you can actually see how this camper is made and the fiberglass molding behind that. Underneath, there is a panel that drops down. Let me open that for you. Right here, only about 3 inches deep. You've got a fire extinguisher and then a little more space for storage. In a truck camper, you just don't want to waste an inch. So that is a nice configuration to use every square inch for storage right there. Drawers are the best for that. All right, let's take a look at the dinette behind me. Now, this dinette is 75 by 43 wide when you turn it into a bed. The cushions, nice 4-inch heavy duty cushions. It's got that leatherette feel. And the table goes down into a bed really easily. You just lift up the table, fold in the leg right here, fold it against it. You don't have to take out a pole, store it somewhere. And then this just lifts off, lays down on the panel below, and you drop the cushions into place. So it's very easy to do. You can even leave it there and put in a cot above it. The cot that comes with it goes right on the top. It is 80 inches long. So if you need to sleep more people, that's a great way to do it. It just rolls up and stays out of your way when you're not using it. Very versatile. A camper like this, you want to be able to have every option for sleeping in a space like this. Remember, this is only 88 inches square. Maybe that's why they call it Cube Series. Not sure. Okay, let's take a look across from me on the other side. Across from the kitchen, there is another large counter space area. Now, of course, there's gear under here and the refrigerator on this side. You do have, however, another one of those pop-out plugs. Just lifts right up here, and then you've got 3 more plugs, 2 USBs. So you could set whatever you needed right here, plug it in, and you're good to go. You know, figuring out horizontal spaces in a small camper, it's important because you may need to keep a laptop out. You may have camping gear that needs to stay here. Maybe you're a chef and you want some extra cooking things. I don't know. You've got some space right here that isn't used to make into the bed. I think that's important. Now, underneath is going to be a 1.7 cubic foot refrigerator. Not huge, but plenty for this size camper. And it is a 110 refrigerator. So this refrigerator and the microwave need to be plugged in, or you can run them off your battery because this camper has a 500 watt inverter that will help run these right here. So don't think that you're completely out of luck if you're off the grid. Now, there are lots of options you can add to this camper, up to like 760 watts of solar, 2000 watt inverter. You can add AGM, lithium, DC to DC controller. There is an off-grid energy package that you can add as an option. So if you want to run everything while you're out camping, away from it all, you can do that. So be sure to check that out on cubeseries.com. All right. Now, there's also storage right in here. It's only about 6 inches deep, and it goes down maybe another foot below where you can see. On the far side, you've got 2 caps covering the cigarette lighter style 12-volt plug and 2 USB plugs. Underneath, a connection in case you have cable or satellite you'd like to hook up and run a TV on the counter. Now, there's one thing that I haven't showed you. It does have a cassette toilet option. The way that works, this counter right here folds up, just Velcros out of your way, and then you unclip the sides. Folds down here, folds down there, and you're ready to go. Yeah, it is right in the middle of your camper, but remember, it's a very small truck camper, and you're meant to be off the grid, away from people. This is an emergency use for most people, but it's nice to know it's here. It's a cassette toilet, so it has about 2.5 gallons that it can hold in the tank, and I will show you how that works on the outside if you're not familiar with it. All right, let's fold this right back up. Very simple to do. Fold up the front, clip this right back in, and flip this down, and it's out of sight. You have another horizontal space available. All right, that pretty much covers the inside. Oh, wait, let's talk about the windows. You do have dual pane windows. They are a nice insulation. A single pane window is not very good for hot or cold. This is dual pane, so you've got that. Let me undo this and show you how they work. Right now it's open all the way so you get all this breeze. You can have a screen or, of course, a privacy panel, and you can put them together if you want a little bit of both. All right, let's open these up, and if you unlock it, it closes right up and clamps in. Very easy to do, and you are good to go. Now, one more thing about the windows. When you're setting this side down, the front and the back down, before you electrically close the top, you want to be sure you pull on these wires. Now this is a little bit of maybe a tech operation, but I wanted to point it out because when I first saw this, I thought these wires hanging here looked kind of, I don't know, maybe not done very well, but they are so well done that when you need these clips to come in, you just hook this up. It keeps the clips out of the way so they don't mark your windows when they're going down. Again, another tip for when you're raising and lowering it. But Cube Series has a great tech video on their website of how to raise and lower. They give you all the tips and tricks, and trust me, it is super easy. And being able to just electrically lift the top, pop up these two sides, they clip into place, and you're ready to go. That's huge. You want to stop, camp, and have some fun, you're not going to hesitate to set this up. It takes seconds. Touch lights all the way around. Now you do have one more of these thermal windows in the back, but because of the lift mechanism, it doesn't open. But you get a great view, so it's totally worth it. And one more thing, these little attachments to the roof, at first I thought they were just a cool design. I mean, there are some design elements in here that I really like. I'm thinking that's a C and an S for Cube Series, but I don't know. Adds a nice touch. Doesn't look like just big old brackets up there. Okay, design matters. To me it does. Maybe it does to you. All right, we're gonna go outside and look at some more features on this camper that are important if you wanna know if Cube Series might be interesting for your camping adventures. Let's go. On the exterior, there are 3 different color options. There is a silver gray, a charcoal gray, and there is a white. So you can choose, and it doesn't really lengthen a build time. They're pretty quick with it. So keep that in mind. You might want to match your truck. Some of the options that are available are the keyless entry, the scissor step that mounts right here on the back, and the handrail. And all of those are really nice, particularly if you're leaving this on your truck all the time. It's quite a climb to get up there. Very easy to set up as well. Now, as we talked about, this is a fiberglass aluminum with some steel in it, a little bit of wood under the dinette. Why is that important? Because it is super strong, super well done. The riveted panels that are powder coated as well, they are gonna keep you safe from loading and unloading. They're gonna keep this structure in one piece, even on bumpy roads. The cassette toilet is right here on the back and very simple to use. Just lift up this handle and it slides right out. There's handles all over it, so it's not difficult to grab it, hold on to it so it doesn't slip. Now behind here you see there's a framed piece that just pops right out, and you can roll this to whatever bathroom you need, just like a small suitcase. When you get there, pop this back into place. This swivels out. Take the cap off, of course. There's another handhold in the back. Push this button with your thumb. It lets air into the cassette so that you don't have any splashing or bubbling when you're pouring it out. When you're done, put the cap back on, slide it back into place, and it opens itself when it goes right back in the slot. So yeah, you maybe are a little more up close and personal than you would be at a dump station, but look at the convenience. You can dump it at home in your toilet. You could take it into Walmart, dump it in their bathroom, any public restroom, just all kinds of options there to make camping off the grid easier with a cassette toilet. Down below, this compartment right here just lifts right off, and this is where the controls are for raising and lowering. The controls on the left are going to raise and lower the top of the camper, and the controls on the right will control your jacks on all 4 corners of the camper. So when you need access, just lift this panel off, set it up, and this drops right back in. Now this cord here is something that is available with the jacks in case your regular remote doesn't work. So this is your kind of emergency remote. So we've got it stored right in this compartment so we don't lose it. And clip this right back on, and has a little thumb latch to put it right back in place. There you go. Okay, furnace outlet for that really nice size 19,000 BTU furnace. And this right here is going to be the propane tank with, of course, a regulator. You do have a quick connect right here in case you wanted to hook up a grill, set it behind your camper. Propane tank is going to lift out pretty easily, and it is the size that you can replace at the convenience store or just refill it. Now, while we're on the corner, let's talk about these jacks, because these are electric jacks, again, an option. You can get standard manual jacks, but this little pole right here is going to allow you to remove this jack. It is on a square tube insert, just like a receiver hitch, and turn it a quarter turn, put it back in, so these jacks will go side to side. You won't have anything hanging down on the side of your truck. If you're getting off the beaten path, that might be a really nice feature for you. You'll also see right here the 30 amp plug-in and the other connection for that satellite or cable TV if you have access to that. Down below, you will see that we have taken off one of the side panels here. Not only can you see the aluminum access there, the aluminum framing, but you have access to all of the gear underneath. There's another one on the other side. So they have made it really easy to get to everything in case you need to check for a water leak, do any repairs or any replacements of anything down the road. That is a really nice feature because as dealers, we struggle with how to access things in small campers. They have done a brilliant job of this, and it keeps that center of gravity really low in this truck camper. So if you're on uneven ground, you want to be sure that's as low as possible, and they've done a great job. Now, if I haven't mentioned it earlier, they have a 21-gallon freshwater tank. There is a 10-gallon gray tank on this camper. Almost unheard of to have a gray tank on something this size, but they want to be sure that you can catch that water if you're off the grid and need to be safe. The only thing, speaking of this access under here, I know I'm jumping a bit, but the only thing you can't access from these side panels is going to be the furnace. You would have to drop the belly to get to the furnace because it is inside here. We kind of saw where that was located, but very rare to have to do that, and dropping that belly panel is really simple. All right, let's look underneath here. You can see the air conditioner. Now, I didn't point that out on the inside, but that air conditioner is right underneath the seating. It's gonna keep you super cool when you're sleeping at night. And this is 5,000 BTUs. It is super easy to replace and plenty for the space that's inside this camper. All right. Now, while we're here and looking underneath, let's talk about attaching this to your truck. Most truck campers require adding some tie-down gear to your truck and then attaching there. But this is so lightweight, it has ratchet straps that will attach to whatever existing tie-down features are on your truck bed already. Now, there are some older trucks that don't have that available, keep that in mind, but most of the newer trucks will have easy access to those tie-down points, and they will be perfect for using this ratchet strap system. Just unlock it like a normal ratchet strap, pull it out, hook it on, take the slack out, and ratchet it up just like you would when you're using a ratchet strap with cargo. Very simple to do, and it requires no extra add-ins on your part to your truck. All right, let's come around the front. You can see part of the lift gear here. I just think they've done a brilliant job of making this go up and down smoothly and making it accessible if you need to look at maybe something that's not working, and very easy to unhook, adjust, all of those things, because campers like this occasionally need a little bit of adjustment. Let's move over to this side, because what I want to point out over here is the outside shower. Now again, that is going to have the handheld, the hot and the cold. With a shower tent out here, you could have all the comforts of home just in the wilderness. That sounds wonderful, doesn't it? So a lot of the things that I have pointed out on this camper are options. Now there is a base camper, like I said, it's 1,206 pounds. If you wanted something without all these amenities, it's available. If you would like to look at something with a few more comforts of home, this has almost all the options. So check out Cube Series. This is a super nice, lightweight truck camper, different from anything we've seen before. Remember, it may fit in your garage. Thanks for watching. I'm PJ from Princess Craft RV. I'll see you next time.